Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs podcast? Welcome to the Chiefs Blitz podcast, brought to you by ChiefsBlitz.com, your top source for Chiefs news. Our podcast is produced by Bowtie Sports and hosted by Nick Athan, Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, Hense, Todd, and special contributor, Fox 4 sports reporter and anchor, Harold Kuntz. Please like and subscribe to our show. Now let's talk Kansas City Chiefs football.
Here we go. Number 15. Welcome to the new version of the Chiefs Blitz podcast. Got a new intro today. Thank you, Hense, for putting that together. I am your host, Nick Athan, with Hense, Todd, and Lou Montagna. Coach Andre was going to be with us, but we had a little glitch, so we had to change the screen. So we don't have our names out there, but you know who we are. Please like and subscribe to the Chiefs Blitz podcast on YouTube. All right, guys, before we get started and talk about a lot of news today that came out of Arrowhead and a lot of news since Monday, let's talk about our sponsor first up. Underdog Fantasy. It's pretty easy around here. Play 5, get up to $100 in bonus entries. You just got to make sure you're eligible in your state. And it's pretty simple. You can play the pick'em game. It's one of the best out there. It's really simple. It's very easy. And don't play Patrick Mahomes this weekend because he's on injured reserve. But to make it simple here, just hit the QR code where it says scan here. Put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz, make your deposit, set up your account, play your first game, and you'll be eligible for a prize if we hit 100 subscribers in Underdog. As part of the Chiefs Blitz code, you'll get this Super Bowl IV football signed by the great Johnny Robinson, Emmett Thomas, Lenny Dawson, Willie Lanier, Bobby Bell football from Super Bowl IV case. Free delivery and another $100 prize will be given to you as well. So with that said, play the game. And if you're looking for late Christmas gifts, go to ChiefsBlitz.com/shop. Got some great items up there for sale. I'm offering discounts. You make me an offer, I'll say yes or no. How's that? I make it pretty simple around here. So that's all I got.
Win, Nick.
What's that?
Winners all around. Win.
Win all the way around. I mean, that's the whole point. You know, life is about winning, right? Losing sucks. But
Are we still in therapy? Are we still in therapy mode, Hense? Is that where we're going?
I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm done.
Have we kind of now? You know, there's the 7 stages of grief or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have we gotten to acceptance yet, Hensley?
I got to acceptance, like what it is,
Okay.
what it means for, you know.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good progress. We're doing good work here, folks. For those of you in the chat that still are looking for a little bit more, hey, just pipe in. Let us know how you're feeling, what's going on, and what we can help you with, because we're here for you.
We're here for you. We're going to be here the entire off season. We're going to be through the Super Bowl, through free agency, through the NFL draft, through the mini camps, OTAs, training camp.
As we normally are.
Yeah, we normally are. And back in September when Patrick Mahomes makes his debut as the starting quarterback in week 1. So there we go.
So speaking of that, before we get started,
sure.
And this came to mind today. You know how my brain works. It's a little nutty. Okay, so I think Hense and I don't know if we did this on screen or not, but we were talking about potential. Hey, if Patrick's not quite ready to start right away, like he might be out the first few games of the season, what do you want it to be? Who do you want to be in there, right? I mean, as it stands right now, Gardner Minshew, I think he's a 1-year deal. Are you looking for a veteran, a la, a Mac Jones, right? A Daniel Jones, but he's injured. We don't know when he's going to be back, so he may not be available. Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, we threw a bunch of names out, but one name we didn't throw out, and this could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This could not only be their starter for a few games, but he could certainly be a developmental quarterback moving forward because he's still pretty young. Doesn't look like he's in the Dolphins' plans anymore. He's got the BYU connection to Coach Reed. Z-Dub, Zach Wilson. Come on, man.
Maybe
he's still pretty young.
Yeah.
Hey, he won 12 games for the New York Jets. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many Sam Darnold won, probably more than that, but
I don't
still.
think so.
But he still has the talent that everybody saw when he came out. Now, I'm not saying that it would be a long-term thing. Obviously, Patrick is the franchise guy, but with them and Coach Reed being able to develop somebody, it's hit from his alma mater. The kid certainly has been through enough that he's kind of matured just as a human being. Right. Now it's like, can we harness this talent? Because I think a lot of the same things they were saying about Wilson coming out, they were saying about Patrick. I mean, he doesn't really play in structure. Everything is off schedule. Arm talent off the charts. So again, may not be needed, but it's certainly an idea, and I would not be shocked if that might be the guy that would come in and be the backup for next season.
I think if Gunther, if Minshew plays well the next 3 weeks, they probably bring him back. But I like the idea. I like the idea of Wilson though.
It's certainly an interesting option.
Yep.
I think Jameis Winston, or they drafted somebody in the later rounds, try to develop him. Or it's a guy that's already on a practice squad. What's his name?
Not Oladokin. No.
He's on the team. He'll be the backup for these last 3 games, but I think they've seen enough out of him to understand what he is. It's not like he's got a ton of upside. I still think that Wilson does have some upside and could be kind of maybe not a long-term backup, but certainly for a year or two. And if you need him to start for a few games, I think he would certainly be able to do it. And I don't know if you really need to change the offense much, because again, the skill set is fairly similar. He's very mobile, he's got a tremendous arm. So yeah, it came to mind today. I don't know how his name came up, but I'm like, you know what? You never know. We'll see.
Scoopy Sims says Kyler Murray. I don't see that, but
yeah,
I like the BYU connection. But you got to remember, I think this offense is going to be a whole lot different and have different schemes and a lot of different parts and pieces next year. But
if that's the case, then Zach really wouldn't be catching up. He would be learning it at the same time as Patrick.
And I think that's a good thing.
That would be a great kind of opportunity for him to sit there and take the time to learn a new offense as Patrick is learning it, as coach is teaching it, and so forth. So Kyler, yeah, sure, whatever, but he's still owed a ton of money. I don't care how much the Cardinals are going to pay. The Chiefs would never even come close to wanting to pay half of it or a quarter of it. Zach Wilson surely would be a lot cheaper. And a lot of time between then and now. I just thought it was something to throw out there and get your opinions on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard somebody scoop 87 Kyler Murray. I don't think Kyler Murray is a bad quarterback. I really don't. I think it's the system that he's run. I've seen it when Cliff Kingsbury, what he did down there when he was, had a chance to be with a legitimate offensive coordinator. Like I tell Coach Dre that all the time. Like Kyler Murray is one of my guys.
You're really killing Drew Petzing here.
Yeah.
Somehow Jacoby Brissett is making it work.
I bet he is. But other than that, man, Kyler Murray, look, he's mobile, right? He can get out there. He still can do a little stuff Patrick Mahomes can do.
Yeah,
get out the pocket.
All the same qualities. So that would be, but I think it's just the money part of it would get in the way of that. And I'm sure the Cardinals aren't going to just give them away. So I don't think the Chiefs are in a position to be giving away any sort of draft capital at this point.
Right.
Yeah, can't do that now, Nick. But let's get into some of the let's get some of these updates.
All right, let's do it. Lots of news today.
From Harold. So go ahead. Luke.
All right. So our own Harold Arcoon says, well, as Fox Sports, of course, players not practicing today. Leo's not out there. Trent, Jalen Moore, Rashee Rice, that kind of came up. I think they were saying Monday that the symptoms were starting to hit. So that was a little bit of a surprise. Jawan Taylor still not practicing. Taekwon, we saw him go down in the Chargers game, and so he's in concussion protocol. So guys aren't practicing today. I think they're going to certainly err on the side of caution with anybody that has anything close to an injury, especially if they're in the plans for next season. So we'll see how
Trey Smith out there practicing today. I wouldn't let Trey practice.
We'll see how it goes, but I think if Trey's feeling good, I don't
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't risk it.
But one name is surprising if you watch his Instagram post today. Leo Chanel. He's not
Hense. Now you're gonna you're gonna connect the dots between Instagram and no practice.
I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness.
Instagram post.
Are we having that kind of show today? Are we really having this kind of show today?
It was 3 hours ago. And it was a pretty telling song about if this is it, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I've already said personally, I don't think they're going to bring it back.
TJ Watt threw up the deuces to Pittsburgh too, and then I don't know how many weeks later he signed an extension, whatever. So
I want to give Lou's take on that because I know Lou, this is your guy.
This is your guy.
Absolutely.
If he's not in a Chiefs uniform, then
here's the thing: anything that gets posted on social media anymore by players, I mean, it's almost like pure theater, and it's almost like I'm sure the agency that he's with has something to do with it too, because here we are in his 4th year. He was not a first-round pick, so there's no 5th-year option. So his contract is going to end. Right. So maybe they're just trying, hey guys, hey, we're out here. I don't know. There was somebody posted a list today. I don't know how accurate these lists are. And nobody really knows, but somebody had rated him like the 20th, top 20 in terms of free agents available. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's a pretty damn good player, and I'm not going to stand on that soapbox. I've done it 100 times here, so I'm not going to do it again. But I truly believe he can be a special player in this league. We've seen, and again, it's not just specifically because these Wisconsin guys tend to develop a little bit later, but Andrew Van Ginkel, Zach Bond, the Herwigs that with Pittsburgh, TJ Watt, right? So not that he's ever going to get to that level. I don't think his ceiling is that high, but all these guys have special qualities. They're tremendous athletes. The teams use them in so many different ways outside of TJ Watt. He's kind of found his niche, but I think Leo he's shown enough. Now, again, he's not going to command top dollar, but maybe if this list is right, maybe he will. Yeah. But it remains to be seen. I don't think Veach is going to walk away from all these draft picks. I mean, if the smoke is real and perhaps there would be a trade market for a Trent McDuffie, we know Pops isn't coming back.
Right.
I don't know. Are they going to re-sign Brian Cook? I'm just going down the list of that same draft class. And now all of a sudden you're going to clear out an entire draft class. Jalen Watson's in that draft class. So you got some pretty good players, some pretty good contributors. Now, again, maybe they're not at the level you expected them to be, but they can still be guys on the team that are going to contribute, even if it's special teams. So again, they wouldn't be commanding top dollar in the open market, but I just find it strange that they really haven't re-signed any of these guys. And they did the same thing last year. There was probably a handful of dudes that they re-signed,
right?
Once
didn't get the money they wanted
between the end of the year and the start of the new league year. There was some guys re-signed. So I think there'll be a few of these guys. And if I had to put money on it, I'm thinking that Leo's one of them, because I think it would be cost effective. And there's still upside there, I believe, if he's given an opportunity to play more than half the defensive snaps.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
they missed.
that,
I think
whatever
they missed. I think they
Josh
misused him.
Williams.
They're not signing Josh Williams.
Josh was in that class too.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think they misused Leo Chanel and his athletic abilities and his skills.
The scoop said keep Watson, sell McDuffie.
Yeah, I like that. I like that approach too.
Depends, again, it depends on the market. What somebody's willing to give up. I hear what you're saying. I mean, it obviously would be a tremendous savings to them not having to re-sign a first-round guy, an all-pro, to a top-of-the-market.
Yeah. Plus, he's under contract for next year, so he's got a
the 50-year option, so they can still kick the can down the road. And I believe that was their intent when they did it.
Right. That made sense.
So let's get into everybody's favorite segment. It's that time, what time.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I almost forgot. I was so hyped up on Leo. All right, gang, you know what time it is. It is Wednesday. It's time for Chief Who? Yes, the number one game, number one segment on YouTube. Look it up. You'll find the stats. It's everywhere. So I will read a series of concocted clues. You all can try to decide which current Kansas City Chief these clues relate to. Now, the current standings, John Harrison it seems like almost a commanding lead with 4 correct answers. DeMecchio has 2. There are, I believe, including this one, are 3 remaining in the contest. Weston also with 1. Kareem, I haven't seen him probably since he got his 1. And then Sam, Mr. Paris, where are you, man? Let's go. All right, so here we go. Clue number one. This Chief was a 3-star recruit from a very talent-laden state. 3-star from a very talent-laden state.
California, Texas, Florida, Ohio.
This Chief sounds like he was born in a movie-making city. Sounds like he was born in a movie-making city. Clue number 3. This Chief stayed close to home to play his college ball. And finally, and this one will send a rush. Here we go. The chant hasn't changed much.
The scoop says Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown. All right. I see what you're thinking there, Scoop. That's actually good, but it's not Hollywood Brown. Ruben says Pat
Mahomes.
I think we're going to start limiting people to one guess. No, it's not Patrick. I'm trying to think of where was he born in Dallas?
He was born in Dallas.
Yeah. So no worries. Okay. So anybody else? Anybody? All right. I'm going to read them again. You guys put on your thinking caps. Here we go. This Chief, 3-star recruit from a talent-laden state. Vecchio comes up with Norman Lott. Rashee Rice. Not Rashee Rice. Clue number 2. Sounds like he was born in a movie-making city. Clue number 3. Stayed close to home to play college football. And then clue number 4. The chant hasn't changed much. All right. So we've got Norman Lott. Kelly, this season is worse than a Super Bowl loss. If it couldn't have gone worse. Okay, Kelly, we're in the middle of a game. We appreciate you coming on. We see that you're coming in on X. Continue to do that. But if you wouldn't mind, hop over to YouTube, open up another session, and subscribe and, like the show. Thanks for jumping in. If you have a guess on the game, go right ahead. So John Harrison says Rashee Rice. It is not Rashee. DeMecchio has Norman Lott. Ruben, Patrick Mahomes. We'll just assume it was Mahomes. And who else? Oh, somebody had Hollywood Brown. It is not Hollywood Brown.
All right.
So Wow. All right. So John Harrison may be leaving this afternoon with still a sizable lead here, and maybe insurmountable, because there's only 2 left after today. And then we go to the dreaded sudden death version of Shifu. And God knows what I'd come up with for that. So, going once, going twice, going 3 times.
No William or Brandon Jordan.
William. Okay, let's wait. 1 guess at a time. It's neither of those guys, Scoop, but we appreciate you jumping in and trying to play. All right, let's put it out to our esteemed panel. Chief lifers, no, it's not Butker, John Harrison. So Nick, who this time didn't say he knew,
I didn't say
no.
Okay, so I'm trying to read your clues.
It's not Butker's.
So
Would you like me to read them again?
No. Walk with
All
me here. Okay. So talent-laden state. I'm going to pick California. Would I be correct?
Okay. We don't play that way, Nick. It's
Okay,
not a process of elimination.
I'm thinking city of industry would be my guess. So it's a California kid. And I have no clue.
All right. I gave you 4 clues.
Okay, well, can I hear the clues again?
All right, real quick. 3-star recruit from a talent-laden state. Sounds like he was born in a movie-making city, stayed close to home to play college football, and the chant hasn't changed much.
The chant haven't changed much.
All right, we're done with the peanut gallery, the blitzers, whomever, Demecchio, Korean. It's not
His name sounds like he was made in a movie state.
Not his name. It just sounds like the city.
Oh, the city.
Sounds like he was born in a movie making city.
I have to go with Kareem Humphrey. Kareem name movies. Sounds like Kareem from off of Rocky Creed. So I have to say, Kareem Humphrey. So
wasn't Creed born on a Native American land or somewhere in Oklahoma?
I don't know.
All right. So this 3-star recruit came from the talent-laden state of Florida. He was born in Hollywood, Florida. Stayed close to home and played at Florida State. And of course, that chant hasn't changed much at all. Gotcha. Yes, it's your friend and mine. This week's Chief Who? Kevin Knowles. That's right.
Knowles.
And the weird thing is his last name sounds like the mascot of his college. And I didn't use that as a clue. I'm just
Seminole Knowles. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's coming to me now. But the chant is the same. So
Excellent.
No winners today. Damn it. There you go, John. Good. He always comes in with the get after we say it. So like, what are we doing? So, but no, good job, John. You're listening. That's good.
You did a great job.
So you're staying on the lead with 4, Demecchio 2. The other guys each have 1. So here we go. Ken, yeah, you missed it. It's Kevin Knowles, and maybe somebody in the chat can repeat the clues to you. So,
all right.
Thanks for playing, everybody. As always, we're brought to you by our friends at Underdog Fantasy Sports. Play now, play often. Don't forget to use the promo code Chiefs Blitz. Play your 5, and if it doesn't work out, you get 100 in bonus bucks. So you get an opportunity to maybe win some more.
Yep, absolutely.
So with that
thanks
said,
for playing, all.
Let's get right back into our sponsor, Nick. Go ahead.
All right, again, Underdog Fantasy, play 5. You get up to 100 in bonus entries, as Lou said. It's one of the best games out there that you can get involved in when you want to play a pick'em game. I always say play the quarterbacks. That's always been my most success. But we make it easy around here. Just hit the QR code where it says scan here. Type in the promo code Chiefs Blitz. It may already autofill. Set up your account, make your deposit, play your first game, and then you'll be eligible for this grand prize if we hit 100 subscribers on our specific Chiefs Blitz page. And you'll get this football with Johnny Robinson, Willie Lanier, Bobby Bell, Len Dawson, Emmett Thomas signed case and everything. And on a personal note, there was a vicious rumor that went around about the passing of Bobby Bell. I can tell you that has not happened. Whoever posted that and put it on his Facebook page needs to be trolled off the internet for once and forever. But Bobby Bell is still alive and kicking. So
yeah, he's not the first one. Certainly won't be the last. I think Bum Phillips, that's happened to him a couple of times.
Happened to share.
Yeah, so that's just ridiculous. I mean, what? So John, just giving you the needle. We understand you're kind of crushing everybody, but
you are crushing.
We do appreciate you coming in with the right answers.
All right.
All right, so let's get into
don't do it, Hense. Don't.
I'm not gonna do it that way, but we're gonna get into
we're gonna answer some questions. Some hypotheticals, some really direct and just some thought-provoking stuff about this year's football team. And there he is, Travis Kelce, arguably the greatest tight end that ever played this game. And
I agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Luke.
All right. So did Travis give mixed messages about his potential return in 2026? Evidently on the New Heights podcast, when he was referring to the team, he didn't say we, he said the Chiefs. In other words, I think he was referring to Patrick coming back or just referring to the team doing something. And so people, I think, are reading into this and whatever, but I'd love to hear your take on this, Nick.
Well, my take is I think if you'd have asked me 4 weeks ago, I would have said that Travis Kelce is going to come back. But I'm not feeling that vibe right now. I think three things are in play. I think one, he's going to talk to Patrick when he comes back this weekend. I mean, Patrick will be back in Kansas City on Friday. We'll get to that here in a minute. But he'll be back, and I think they'll talk. And I think Patrick's going to have an opportunity to convince him. I think his brother is going to say, make sure. But the way he was talking, and he's always been we and team, and there was a lot of distance between those two words. And I mean, listen, he's done about everything you can do for a career in the NFL. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he's the best tight end who's ever played the game. Certainly the most consistent. His postseason records are probably not going to be reached by anybody else. He's marrying Taylor Swift in May or June. So, I mean, honestly, he's got a movie career. He's got a TV career. Plus, I can't see the Chiefs paying him 10, 12, 14, 15 million. He'd have to come back like on a $5 million deal and just completely team friendly. And maybe that's the cost of the wedding. I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't get a sense he's going to come back now. I think he put a lot into the offseason. He was in great shape. I think he's had a great season. I know people talk about, he's gotten a little slow, and he's running different routes. He's doing different things. And, he's picking up the slack for the wide receivers that haven't played as well as they should be playing. So I think Travis can play another year. I don't think there's any question about it. I think he can still put up, 6-7 touchdowns and, 700, 800 yards in 2026. And to keep him around to maybe groom the heir apparent. Those are the reasons to stay. But I just get the sense that he's put his body through enough.
Go ahead, Lou.
Well, first off, Nick, did you get a save the date?
I did not. I cannot say the date. No.
So no, I'm saying, did they usually they'll send out like a save the date like announcement?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're getting married at this time. I thought maybe that's what you were referring to.
I think it's gonna. I'm
did you get that one?
I didn't know. I
did not get that.
I didn't.
Okay, I just want to clarify.
I just think it's going to be in June. That's all.
All right. Okay. So I thought maybe. Oh my God.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Nick's going. Okay.
No, I'm not going. I wish I got an.
No, I think this is it. I don't think he really cares at this point about racking up more stats and trying to catch this or that. If there really is anything more for him to catch, all the postseason stuff alone pretty much cements him, in Canton. And that'll be, an amazing day. He's from just down the road in Cleveland Heights. So I'm sure, the party's just going to be off the chart.
Oh my God.
I think. So when he does go in, But I mean, it just at a certain point, you have to know when the journey is over, right?
Mhm.
Now he could hang around and stay and just kind of dwindle off, but I don't think he wants to do that. I think, like to your point, I think he has had a decent season. I'm sure if he, you talk to him in his heart of hearts, he hasn't played up to his potential, or his, not potential, but up to his standard, nor has the team. And does he really want to come back for potentially kind of that reset? I don't want to call it rebuilding, but just it's going to be a little bit of a rebuild because of the cap numbers and who they're going to have to keep and get rid of and so forth. So I think last year was probably the time to do it, but hey, he had the right to kind of choose his own way out. And this was it. It didn't go as he expected or he wanted to. I don't think, those last few games probably were not a lot of fun. And to put your body through all that again without any real, and nobody ever has any assurances, but just to see, hey, there's a chance that this team is going to go through some different pains here in resetting or retooling. And so I think the journey's over, and it's been great. I mean, it's awesome. In a Hall of Fame career, you can't really ask for much more.
All right, Hense, let's hear about it. Let's hear about your guy.
I think you're muted.
You're muted.
Get into him. Go and ask what John said.
He's currently not under contract next year, and to say if he's not here, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and he had also said that he was going. He also said that he was going to let the Chiefs know before the new league year what his plan was, because he was being, loyal to the team, because he doesn't want to hang around, wait for free agency, and then just go through all that. And I think he's going to make his decision if he hasn't already, right?
Yeah, that's great. If Mahomes wants it back,
I think he's going ahead and retire. You know what I mean? I think that was the last snap that we've seen him and Patrick Mahomes ever play together. Fortunately, and also, do we want to risk coming back? You know what I mean? And getting injured, then now you got to put off the wedding longer and longer. You know what I mean? Because you got to come back.
He'll be married by the time the season starts.
I just said, do you got to put the wedding off? Then, what if it's baby making season? What if it's time to make? He can't do that because he, all jacked up. So I think he can probably find the time for that. I think he's gonna retire, bring some little Kelce babies and Swifties out here. They're gonna be all just
a little bit more about it.
Did you adopt your kids, Hense? I mean, you know how that works, right? I mean,
I don't
think he has. They're not mutually exclusive things, right? I mean, it's some
people plan it out. You know me. That's why I'm saying. I don't think he'll be back next year. I think he'll be unfortunately gone. But with that, with him gone, who do you see his replacement being? Who you see like somebody that's coming in and stepping up? Is it somebody on the roster or somebody they drafted?
Well, well, you got to believe that whatever they thought when they drafted Jared Wiley, I got to believe they still believe that. And they still believe that in his potential, they still believe in his upside and what he brings to the team. We just haven't seen it. No one's seen it because of an injury. And then the fact that Travis was still here and Noah got an extension. So he was like number 3 at best. Then he rips up his knee. And here we are. This year has just been kind of a mess where, even when he did come back or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see. Certainly in the draft, if they take a tight end, then that'll tell us that they weren't quite, sure of the guys that they currently have. And even if they do, it doesn't necessarily give the death knell to the guys that are still here.
Somebody's on the golden list.
Yeah, he's certainly become a popular pick. Yeah,
you gotta watch the tape, Lou. You gotta watch the tape.
Well, you do, but then you also have to do the background checks, and I think that's where the Chiefs part company, and they just they are very specific about those kinds of things. Now, they have taken chances in the past, and John Dorsey was a big proponent of that.
Oh yeah,
because Travis came out with some baggage. Tyreek certainly had a ton of baggage.
A lot of baggage.
No way that kid is supposed to last in the 5th round, but he did. Travis Kelce, 3rd round. So it wasn't necessarily on talent. It was just kind of those intangibles. So, I mean, he looks terrific on the field and all that stuff, but there's plenty of other guys out there. And then you still got the Jake Brenningstool, who supposedly was a pretty decent prospect at Clemson.
I love him.
We don't know. All we saw was some training camp stuff, but not much more. So it remains to be seen. But I think the draft will tell us. If one of those first 2 picks is a tight end, then I think that'll tell you a little bit about how they feel about the guys on the roster.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I think it's an overhaul of the tight end room, to be honest with you. I think Wiley's a backup. I think they could move on from Noah. I think they're going to bring in. I think this offense is going to change. I think there's going to be some new blood on the staff. So I think you're going to see more to try to find the guys that like what the Bills are doing, what the Lions are doing with their tight ends. I think that's what they need to do. I like Brenningstool a lot. I mean, I think he's going to be a really good player. But again, he's coming off a pretty serious injury. He wasn't drafted. He was the highest paid undrafted free agent the Chiefs signed, and the one that they had to spend the most time to convince to come to Kansas City. So, I like Lively out of Baltimore if he's an unrestricted free agent. I think that would be a good pickup.
Likely.
Sorry, Lively. Likely. I think he'd be a strong candidate. He's already there's been some rumors out there that a lot of people think the Chiefs would be the perfect fit. I think Travis Kelce will have a hand in his successor because he runs the tight end room or the tight end club, and I'm assuming that's probably going to continue, tight end university. I think he'll help the Chiefs in that regard too. We all know who Hense wants. And, they could draft a guy in the 1st round. I think they got bigger needs.
That would be the ultimate luxury pick.
Yeah.
Because there's too many other holes at this point for them to just say, we're going to take this guy over like maybe an elite pass rusher or the running back or a corner, especially if the thinking is that we're moving on from Trent, you're going to need to draft somebody. Now, again, I'm not saying this doesn't speak to Noel Williams, doesn't speak to Jalen Watson. You're still going to need 3 or 4 really good corners on your team. So that might be a place where, hey, if one of those, the kid from LSU, all of a sudden he falls out of the top 10 and he's sitting right there, that's going to be a hard one to turn down, unless, of course, there's a superior edge rusher that they like.
Yeah, the kid from Texas Tech, I think he's the best edge rusher, right?
I mean, he's among them.
I'd say he's among them, but if you're looking at tape and looking at like dog mentality, I have to say Xavier Young from Mizzou. If I'm looking at the tape and everything.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have him going that high.
But I know, but them the guys that can sneak up. Them the guys that sneak up the board.
It's not even a matter of that. It really depends on if the Chiefs like him. And he seems to have the body type that they like, a little thicker guy instead of like more lean or bender, which maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe they need to go with more of a bender and somebody that can get around the edge. But I'm not saying that he can't do it. But, it just, there's like 2 or 3 guys on Ohio State's defense that are probably going to go really high.
Sam said, get a new offensive line.
Like Arvell Reese, I think, is going to be a very high draft pick. He might be that next Ohio State edge rusher.
Right.
I don't know if is he there at 10 or 12? Who knows? But I guess just in general, to pick a tight end at that point would just be, that's like rich people that's a team that is kind of not set, but doesn't have the holes that the Chiefs have, and maybe they just want to add to their tight end just to have like 3 really good tight ends. Sure, but that's
if they picking that number, if they picking high, it's got to be Jeremiah. You can't can't go wrong with that. But go back to the tight ends, man. It's going to depend on what they do in free agency. If Travis Kelce walked this offseason, like he said, he's going to let the team know when he's going to leave.
Probably sometime around the Super Bowl, I guess.
Yes. I think after the season, he'll let them, that Raiders game, he'll let them know in the locker room. Is he going to be there or not?
That's true.
So if that's the case, I know a guy that knows a guy that likes a guy, and Cal Pitts, and that's me. Bring in Cal Pitts. I would say bring in Cal Pitts. I know guys gonna say Hense. Come on, it's Atlanta. He did that in Atlanta. He out there, but 6'8" runs with wide receiver speed.
This kid has grown like 4 inches since he came out of Florida.
Yeah, he was 6 foot when he graduated college.
He's still growing. He's He's got those super max cleats, right?
Anybody, what's the size? 86. Is that the right size? 6'6". I think it's around that size, around that time.
I would say probably like 6'5" or 6'6". But I think to me, he just really plays more like a big receiver, and it seems like he puts up his numbers when Drake London is not on the field.
This how I'm looking at it though, Lou. I'm looking at it if they go running back and they're gonna go shift the offense to a more running. He's a great run blocker. He does that in Atlanta. He does it, down there with Robinson.
Do we have any evidence that Coach Reed is going to kind of like turn what his philosophy is? Now they may change. They may just change, but the roots of that offense is going to be in the West Coast system and throwing the ball.
And if he don't change it,
I don't think
he better change.
No. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to change from the principles. They may change some concepts, maybe some different things, but the base of that offense is not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense for him to do that. I mean, there's no way. I mean, because now that you're talking about a retool, now you're completely stripping it down to the studs and teaching something that maybe he's not completely. I mean, It's a philosophy. I mean, this is who he is, what he is. He grew up in it through Green Bay, brought it with him to Philadelphia, and he's kind of morphed it at all stops based on who his personnel is, right? So as long as Patrick's there, they may change some concepts, some route combinations, maybe the type of receiver that they go after, but I don't know that it's going to be like this system. We're going to all of a sudden we're going to become a running team.
Lou, if he stick with that that motto that you just said, then he don't deserve to be the Chiefs head coach. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that. I mean, if he don't change up what he didn't, what the Chiefs was doing this year in the years prior, and knowing that your quarterback is coming off for ACL it was another ligament that was messed up as well.
Both things can be in place. They can keep
you don't change that. You don't deserve the job.
Right, and basis of the offense, they can keep all that in place, but change some of the concepts and how they need
playmakers. They need more playmakers. That's it.
And I think as far as the run game goes, I think they need more of an explosive guy in the backfield. That's for sure. But in terms of the plays and so forth, I don't know how much different it's going to be. Now, it might be a little bit different if they've got a guy that can get to the edge very quickly, that can, read blocks a little bit better, whatever it is, and it'll look really different. If maybe a different wide receiver type, right? If they're not relying so much on a Hollywood or a Xavier Worthy, they can change it up. I mean, again, they can morph it into whatever they want. But again, the basis and the principles, I think, is always going to be in the West Coast offense.
Right.
But speaking of, the kid from Baylor, to get back on that, the off the field issues and stuff like that. But the talent.
Do we know? Was he suspended for something in particular? Do we know what those are?
Last time I checked, it was like, disciplinary actions. Wasn't wanting to be on the team that he was on before, so they suspended him for one game. Then he entered the transfer portal, then moved to Baylor. Then when Baylor he started, he missed one game for the same thing. Like I I don't know what it was for, but the talent is there. You know, the
talent's
Right.
there. The
And
mental
we could-
maturity might not be.
And again, it's now again, I haven't seen enough of him play. I trust your evaluation, but it's just the background. It sounds a lot like George Pickens.
Yeah.
In terms of there's just some conflicts and some things that he'll dig his heels in on, and I'm not changing. Well, you know, you're part of a team, you know. So again, without knowing the exact specifics, it just sounds on the surface like, now again, those guys can change. And when I'm sure at the combine, if he goes, I would hope he goes, because I don't think he played much this year.
And I will be there.
How many games did he play this year? Do we know?
I don't think he missed a couple games because of off the field stuff. But other than that, when he plays, he shows up. Like
no. I'm saying, do we know how many games he played this year?
No.
Okay.
Not
So the bottom line is, this is the guy that probably is going to have to go to the combine. Maybe it's not the on-field stuff. I'm sure his agent will want to rehabilitate his off-field stuff, and hopefully they train him enough to answer questions a certain way. I mean, you hope it's truthful, but that, I think, for a kid like that, it's going to be more so those 15-minute meetings with the teams that all these GMs, they talk, and it's not like this big conspiracy, but they talk. Hey, you know, how did this guy come off? You know, just in general, whatever, back and forth. And I think hopefully he can kind of quell that narrative that maybe he's a little bit of a bad egg. And if he does, then all of a sudden, oh, geez, you know, actually talent wise, he's like a second rounder. He's a late first rounder. He's a third, whatever it is. So that's going to be important for him.
But before we move on to the question, next question, but a lot of the guys that come in, do you want to pick a dog that, like, okay, these are big shoes and I'm walking in trying to, you know, be Travis Kelce replacement? Do you look into that type of character? Like, I don't care if Travis Kelce was here. I don't care if he was in the building. I'm the new tight end of the face of the Kansas City Chiefs. Dude, it
doesn't sound like it's a confidence problem.
Yeah,
I mean, it just sounds like a, hey, you know, I mean, what Andy Reid's, you know, show up, be on time, work hard. I mean, that, and if you're not showing up on time, you're not working hard in practice, then it's a you know, full pass.
But it's one guy I didn't bring up from Vanderbilt. He is like probably Travis Kelce 2.0, but you know, I forgot his name. But
a lot of this is going to depend on
plenty of guys out there. They'll find, if they really want one, I'm sure they can find it.
It's quite possible that trades could be announced for the Super Bowl like we've had in the last couple of years. It's possible that the Chiefs, you know, are going to get a pretty good idea. And, you know, when they go to the NFL combines and they start, quote unquote, having conversations and what if scenarios with agents, you know, if they're going to be able to climb the ladder and get a potential free agent tight end. I think the free agent class, I think the first thing they're going to try to solve is running back. I think Breece Hall is going to be a Chief next year. I think Dameon Pierce is going to be on this roster too. And I think they'll bring back Kareem Hunt to be the thumper, and that's going to be their room. I don't know if Rashard Smith's going to get a good chance here in Kansas City or not, unless they just make him the full-time return guy to take over for Nico Remigio, which is what I would do. But I think running back's going to have to be the key that they solve first before they address the tight end situation, even if they know at that point that Travis isn't coming back.
So with that said, you know, on Sunday, should the Chiefs play the young kids in the final 3 games?
Yes, play them all. Every single one of them. Jeffrey Bassett needs to be out there. Leo Chanel probably won't play. Let's see what Bassett can do. I bet he makes some really good plays. Noah Williams, he got schooled a little bit in the last game, but he also made some really great plays. He just needs game experience. Don't play Trey Smith. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't take the chance. Any guy who's got any kind of injury, don't take a chance. Even if they want to play. Juwan Taylor, even though he's not going to be on the team next year, I'm the same. I wouldn't want him to, you know, I don't think he's going to play the rest of the year. So I think when you look at these guys that are hurt, all of them need to just not play. And I think for Kansas City, play all the young kids, let them make mistakes. I mean, they put, you know, your guy out there, Knowles, and you know, I didn't think he played terrible. I thought he made some nice plays. You know, they're going to have to replace McDuffie. They're not sure what they're going to do with Watson. You know, get Christian Fulton out there. You got him signed next year for, I think, $8 million. So see what he can do over the final 3 games, if anything at all. You know, and that's what I would do. I wouldn't play anybody. Asa Pole needs more reps. Godric, give him more reps if it's possible.
Yeah,
those
that's
guys, what they're gonna have
there's
to do.
no, yeah, I mean, those guys, there's really no choice but to have them play because of some of the injuries.
Right.
And some of them are already playing. So you maybe just to see a little bit more, like, you know, you would hope in these 3 games that you didn't invest much in, you know, 7th round pick and Brashard Smith. I mean, you got nothing to lose here. Let's see.
I'm out there.
Let's see how this goes. Right. I mean, we've been saying, well, no, he can't do this, can't do that, whatever. Well, let's see. Right. I mean, let's see what he does with 3 carries in a row or 2 carries in a row or whatever. So there's a lot to that.
And then we'll all be cursing Andy when he's successful.
So. Right. So Scoop 87. Yeah, I believe Harold did say that. Now, granted, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is an opinion show. I mean, we don't have all the answers. So, yeah, he may have said that in terms of running back and free agency, but I don't know that he has some lead pipe, you know, cinch that we're absolutely not doing that. I don't think the Chiefs know right now if they're going to do anything in free agency as far as running backs concerned. And we have to also see who else is available. I mean, Rico Dowdle was like a revelation in Carolina. He's a free agent, and there's some other guys too. So it's just, you got to wait and see. But as far as playing the youngsters, yeah, absolutely. I think really the only ones that we haven't seen, like Bassa, you'd like to see him play some defense and see how that goes. And the others really have. I mean, Jalen Royals hasn't really. I mean, maybe he's played 2-3 snaps the whole year. So you'd like to see him get out there and just kind of get acclimated, maybe take a few hits, catch a few passes, maybe see what that's like. So Scoop 87, of course, yes, we want to see Royals. But everybody else, I think, has played. The other ones are either injured or they're just not available, not on the 53 roster. So, yeah, anybody that is on the 53 that hasn't played much, absolutely, over the next 3 games,
I think I want
to get to play.
If every fan is looking for running back answers, and the Chiefs know, every media, every team, everybody out there know that they probably going to be looking at running back. That's the key position they're going to be looking at this all season. You got to play Brashard Smith. You got to know what you got in the kid. You got it because he showed what he did in college. He showed on kickoff returns and everything else. I know he played that 1 year, but you got to see what you got in this young man. I don't want to see Isaiah Pacheco no more games. He's not going to be on the team next year, so ain't no need to be out there let him play. Kareem Hunt, you know what I mean? He may be back, maybe not. You know what I mean? He's up in age, but you got to let these young guys go out there and see what you have in them. You know, because you can't just have them on the bench, riding the bench, you know, holding clipboards and writing their names on chalkboards in the locker room. But other than that, man, I'm not saying they're doing that in the locker room. I'm just saying they can't be doing that. They just got to play the young guys to get them out there. On defense, too, you got to let these young guys to see what you got.
Right.
The guy probably come out there and flash, and you're like, oh, this is what he was. You know, this is what we've seen in college, and let him rock.
We haven't heard anything to the contrary that they're not going to be playing.
We haven't heard anything.
And it's also been like 10 years since they've been in a situation like this. So, you know, it's different if you're sitting on the 1 seed and you're sitting your starters week 18. It's like, whatever, just get through this game. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. But here you have actual time to evaluate, especially, I mean, this is invaluable for guys like Godric, like Esapole, any of the linemen that get to play, even Caliendo for that matter, to just continue to kind of put out, you know, decent tape out there. And if there's anybody else that does play, I guess the real question is, and we already heard Nick's opinion, that, you know, does Creed Humphrey play, or does Hunter Norzad go in and play center?
Yeah.
is Creed. I mean, Creed doesn't strike me as a guy that wants to stand on the sideline and hold a clipboard or just, just be out there. I mean, that dude's going to want to play. That's a dog. That's somebody that you want out there too, because this is an example for the younger guys to kind of follow, that this is how you finish. It doesn't matter that we're 6 and it doesn't matter that we're not going to the playoffs. You're a professional. You're out here you're getting paid to do this. Do it well and do it to your best ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, I know you said this is like 10 years they haven't done this like that, but you don't want to risk nobody getting hurt as well. So
right.
That's my point, is that you don't have to, right? We'll see, but yeah, if anybody has the slightest inkling that they're injured, I don't think they're going to put them out there.
Right.
I really don't.
So do you guys, knowing the dog that he is, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, knowing that the heart that he have of a lion and a dragon, or all the type of animals that you fear, do you see him being back for opening day, Luke?
Well, I mean, if anybody you think just by reputation could do it, it would be him. I mean, just the fact that, hey, they had the MRI the day it happened. The next day, he's with the most respected surgeon of that type of injury in the country. He's getting it done there, and he's starting to start the process immediately. Wasn't going to wait around. Not just, we'll just see how it goes for a bit. That's it. And he's going to attack it, because you've seen his workouts with Bobby Stroop and what he puts his body through to get it flexible enough, and all the different things the weird drills that they do. I mean, it's like nothing normal. And he's always come back from things sooner than later. So they're saying 9 months. I don't know, because now you've got 2 ligaments that needed repairing. Maybe it doesn't go as quickly. Maybe it goes quicker, because Patrick is such an animal and it's just crazy in terms of rehab and getting back. Is because, like Coach Reed said, I mean, he felt like he let the team down. I'm sure him getting injured, that's his mindset. Yep. Is that for any more games that I miss, I am letting these people down. They're paying me all this money to be out there playing, not sitting around, working out. So if anybody can do it, he can. But I think, it goes in stages. So in the next couple months from now, they'll probably have an idea. Hey, here's how it's going. Or maybe there's been a setback, whatever. So, but if anybody can do it, it's certainly 15.
Yeah, I have no doubt he's going to be back for opening day. And I'm telling you right now, opening day is going to be one of 2 games, either the Chiefs and Rams in Australia, or it's going to be the Chiefs at the Bills.
Here's the thing that I guess, just, I mean, interrupt, but don't you think the league would want to know for sure?
I think
Patrick is playing in that game before they say,
I think by the time the NFL draft is over, I think everybody's going to have a pretty good idea where Patrick Mahomes sits.
Well, that's when they announce who's playing in these games too.
Sometimes they do, but they may hold.
No. There's a schedule release. It's usually between free agency and the draft, or just after the draft. So I mean, it's it's out there, especially the international games.
I don't think there's any question he's going to be back. I think that I think what he has to be careful with is, he's got a really good team around him. This decision was his to make for the surgery right away. Who's going to do the rehab? How much Bobby's going to be involved? I think Bobby's going to be more involved once they go through some of the process at Arrowhead, and then Bobby's going to really work on conditioning everything else. So I think I'm not counting out Patrick. I think Patrick took this injury seriously enough that he chose, after 26 hours, to go under the knife and get it corrected immediately. Be back and working out, doing exercises first thing Tuesday morning. So I think for Patrick, he's got something to prove. And I also think it shows his true leadership. And I hope that Patrick takes the time to reflect, look at what happened, make sure it doesn't happen again, And for the love of God, for the fact that I think this organization has done him wrong in certain times, in certain areas, he needs to demand that this roster be better, that the coaching staff has to be sharper, that if I'm going to go through all this and I'm going to do all these things and I'm going to get back by opening day and we're going to go win a Super Bowl next year, I need everybody to be on the same page. And I don't think they were on the same page from the onset of the first game. It was evident they had issues from game one, and those issues have not gone away. And now he's dealing with this. And I think this is the best thing that could happen to the organization. I think Patrick's going to be stronger. And let's be honest, every one of these great quarterbacks has an injury at some point that they have to overcome. And when they do their second phase, when they bring their game back after a serious injury, look at Tom Brady, perfect example. That's what we want to see. So, I think Patrick, if he's doing all this, I think everybody in the organization needs to match his energy and his intensity, and they're going to have to do things a lot different than they have over the last 15 months.
I think the boogeyman will be back. He's going to be back to hunt everybody that's in the league. He got Bobby at his house right now. Flew him in and said, hey, rehab me. I got the field. Hey, he's getting rehab in the hospital right now. He is the guy that's going to get it done. Don't fear Chiefs Kingdom. Your backfield will be filled with love. And then Patrick Mahomes is going to come back and terrify the whole league.
Right.
Sometimes the boogeyman's go down, and he did. But now he'll be back again, guys. Don't worry. I think he will be back on opening day with vengeance in his heart and ready to cause chaos. And also, guys, you got to look at this. They will have an easier schedule.
No, it is not that easy.
It would be a little easier.
Earlier.
It
is not easy.
Well, if they're playing the NFC West,
it's not easy.
You got potentially, three teams right now could potentially be the number one seed in the NFC. That they're right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I
just want to say that soliloquy brought to you by Bowtie Sports and Hensley Todd. So just wanted to give credit where credit was due. That sounded like it was, just in the middle of a play. Everything goes dark, and it's just Hense speaking to the camera, to the audience, and just letting you know what's what. So, yeah. Good job, Hensley.
Thanks, man. But we want to thank everybody for joining in, man.
Hold on, slow down. Wait a second. This was going to be a mile marker season anyway. Regardless, Patrick getting hurt just makes it. Just the red lights are flashing. The bonk on the head is so much harder. Like, hey, wake up, sort of thing. We would have hoped it was last offseason, and it could still be. We'll see how this draft shakes out. The free agency didn't go so well, so now there's even more pressure on this offseason because you've got a bunch of salary cap ramifications. You've got a bunch of holes that maybe you didn't even think you had. But this is kind of, okay, this is the wake-up call. And, okay, is this particular dynasty going to continue? Is there going to be a big lull until we can get the full roster reset that everybody's calling for, and we've done him wrong, and we need to give him a better roster? Well, I think they've been working towards that. It just hasn't worked out yet. So now if you're relying on a bunch of draft picks, how quickly are those draft picks going to come along? It's more so the previous years, which is the guys that are on this roster now, and the one before that, and the one before that. So that's why I kind of caution, hey, let's not completely kick the can on these guys from Trent's draft, because some of them I think are pretty good players.
They are good players.
Right. So
can't keep them all.
No. And it's never going to be the same, right? So there is going to be turnover, but I think this kind of like this is going to be the mark in time in history that people will look back on and say one of two things. It ended that day in Arrowhead when Patrick blew out his knee, or, hey, there was a little speed bump there that year, and a couple of years after that, they started rolling again.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a tipping point here in his career, in our fandom. And so I just wanted to point that out. I'm sure everybody's thinking the same thing, I hope. And be patient with these guys. You can't have this knee jerk, got to change that, get rid of that person. You do that, and that is just going to prolong that next phase. So
speaking of
careful
that,
about that stuff.
Speaking of that, who are they going to use their franchise tag on? Who a candidate that you would say?
Well, the only one that I don't even know if they have one. I mean, Trent's got the 50-year option, so it's not him.
Nope.
Watson.
You're not going to. I don't think you're going to put the franchise tag on him because
Watson.
Exactly, because I think they could sign him to an extension that's lower than that number. So there's really nobody on the roster that really fits that.
Yeah, it's $20 million is the tag for him.
Right. And I think their thought is they might be able to get him at a number closer to 15 to 18 per.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meaning Jalen Watson.
Right.
But if he has a good agent, which I'm sure he does, they're going to want to test the market because he is thought of, pretty highly, I would think, in most circles. And if people are looking for corners, they don't grow on trees. And if you've seen some of the stuff he's been able to put on tape, he's a pretty good player. So somebody may overpay, and then you're out of luck. And then you are drafting maybe at that 10, 11, 12 pick, the corner you love.
Yeah. No, I think the Chiefs are going to make a lot of decisions. JT had a question. I don't know where it went. Here it is real fast. Say we trade McDuffie, let Juwan go. That's going to put them probably at pretty close to an even cap number. They'll have to restructure Patrick. They're going to have to restructure Chris Jones unless they trade him. They probably will move on from Drew Tranquil, would be my guess.
He doesn't have a very high number, though. I don't think
it's like $8-9 million next year.
Yeah,
I think Mike Dana. Yeah, but I mean, you take those numbers away, and it's $16 million more they have that they can get some better players. Now, the problem with the linebacker room is they just have outside of Bassa.
That's my point. Is that you can save $8 or $9 million, and then what is that actually going to get you?
I don't think they're going to keep Dana and Leo.
That's not even going to get you somebody as
man.
Good
If I'm choosing somebody, I'm letting Drew go. I'm keeping.
Oh man!
Hold on. I'm keeping Leo Chanel.
Only if Leo resigns. They got
to use Leo better.
You got to balance that because I got to believe that Bassa was the answer to one of those guys. So is it going to be Drew? Is it going to be Leo?
Yeah,
he's got to replace one of them. Right?
Yeah, he's replacing one of those.
Drew Tranquil looked like Terminator out there trying to cover somebody.
Yeah,
I don't know if you watched Terminator 2, and you know what I mean, when Sarah Connor and Terminator got his glass a little crooked and he was running towards the elevator.
Hey, did you notice her in Stranger Things?
Yeah, I noticed it too.
I haven't watched it. I'm so far behind in that.
She was in that too. But he looked like Terminator trying to cover, Sarah Connor running towards the elevator. So I don't think Drew Tranquil should be on this team next year. No, if I had to choose one to be Leo Chanel, that's a young guy that you raise in your system. You already seen what happened when you let Turk go over there to Carolina, and you see what the defensive line looked like without him on there. So
yeah.
A lot of moving.
I
think the biggest mistake the Chiefs made was trading Joe Thuney.
One more question.
Yeah, I mean I mean you could certainly say that. I mean he's the anchor, the veteran, the dog. Yeah. I mean not to say that Creed and Trey are not that, but Joe Thuney. He's missed, but again, money wise, it just wasn't going to make sense.
Yeah,
gentlemen. Do you think Andy will bring in 2026 a fullback and a blocking tight end? Seems like it helped them in past years. Thoughts? That is from Doug NKS.
I like the idea.
Yeah, I think they had Sherman. Sherman was in the fullback.
Shermanator.
The Shermanator is out there, as a fullback. I think
when he showed up at training camp in that wrestling singlet.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
My God, come on, man.
Yeah, I think they need to bring back like that type of scheme because we know, Patrick Mahomes like to get out the pocket, and I don't think he's gonna be doing that week one unless Bobby. I want to doubt him, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think he'd be doing all that. I think you take some of that load off of him, build that type of the offense that he's gonna have to be like a pocket passer, but still can get out the pocket a little bit. But I think yes. So to answer his question, I think yes, I'll agree with you. I think they need to bring in.
I think you saw Andy do that in Philadelphia when they didn't have. They really never had like big time wide receivers until they got T.O. and that was kind of an outlier. But it would always be like Brent Selleck and I don't know 2 or 3 other tight ends. The fullback, John Ritchie, that would constantly come out of games. He's bleeding from his forehead. It was just these fullbacks, right? Like good old fashioned 70s and 80s fullbacks. But it was like they didn't have really the depth at wide receiver. So it was more like the West Coast offense using the tight ends more and the running game. I don't think with Patrick he's going to do that. I just say stay patient with everything. And don't lock into like 2 or 3 guys in the draft because you'll certainly be disappointed.
Well,
because there's no way they're going to, it's just, you got to play it by ear. We don't know if they're going to change what they're looking for or how they're looking for it. So I would just say, be patient.
Take guys that can make plays and playmakers.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Get them into your system. Don't just get the system guy that is going to be average or above average.
God damn. I don't even know if those guys were system guys. I honestly
hate the philosophy that Chiefs have with their draft.
Okay. Now wait a second. All you guys we're going gaga when they drafted Xavier. It's worthy. Oh yeah, it's worthy. Okay. All right.
Hey, I get you. My guy, still my guy. I didn't say that.
But he's that guy that they want. I mean, a lot of the schemes that they would run, and you see Miami running into problems with this. Now, their problem is the quarterback, but as soon as teams kind of caught up with those quick slants coming across, now the thing that's like common denominator is Tyreek. Tyreek can make any offense look 10 times better, right? But it was based on just timing of routes and getting to certain points on the field faster than the other team could get there. And I think that was their thought with Xavier. And again, he may turn into something. God bless it. I hope he does. But it just seems like they have this Deshaun Jackson. He kind of hit the jackpot there in Philadelphia. But again, the same type of guy, McCole Hardman, just really fast, but
Here's my point. We'll talk about this a lot because we have plenty of time to do it. My issue with the first round, it's got to be a guy that can start right away, impact. We all get it. Whatever the best position,
picking at 12 now, Nick. It better be somebody that makes a Pro Bowl in their first 2 years.
Yeah. So here's the other
one of those 2 years. Yeah, within 2 years. Yeah.
Spags is a scheme guy. Andy's a scheme guy. At some point, you have to look.
Everybody's a scheme guy.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me make my point. And then you can interrupt me all you want to. Okay. You look at the
sound like they're the only ones.
Hold on. You look at the Broncos. You look at the Chargers, the way they built their roster.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the Chargers draft the last 2 years, I think almost all of them are starters, contributors.
Yeah, they took Ladd McConkey. We took Xavier Worthy. What does that tell you? I mean,
that's one of my point.
Totally different type of play.
Sometimes you can't go out there to try to replace Tyreek Hill with Xavier Worthy, or taking a tight end to replace Travis Kelce. You got to you don't want Travis Kelce 2.0. You want the next evolution of tight end, whatever that is.
So you got to go with what John Dorsey said: pick the best guy on the board.
That's the only thing about John Dorsey I liked was that mentality. He didn't care what the coaches think. He didn't care what anybody thought. And some of his drafts were really good, others weren't. And same with Veach. Some of them were good, others not. And I think the problem with Veach is
Well, let's go back to real quick. Let's hit that piece. John Dorsey, Andy's buddy, whatever. But do you feel like Coach Reed had a hand in kind of escorting him out of the building?
No, Dorsey did that to himself.
Now Veach is a younger guy.
Right.
Not to say he can control him a little bit more, but I'm sure that Andy influences him a little bit more than he was influencing Dorsey.
And I think that's the problem. I think Andy has to stop influencing Brett.
Right.
I think Brett's on the hook. He's proven himself that he could trade Tyreek Hill away and win back-to-back Super Bowls.
I will get to your question too, JT.
Yeah, JT, we'll get there. We know what he can do. What I want to see is, hey guys, I want the same mentality for the draft picks that he had with Patrick Mahomes. I want him to say, this is our guy. This is our guy. And stick to his guns and go to the coaching tab and say, okay, guys, this is the guy that's going to fit. You got to work with him. You got to make him fit. You can't do it the other way around anymore. We've seen it. It doesn't work because the coaches stay the same. They get the same kind of players. They sign these 1-year deal after 1-year deal after 1-year deal. You build through the draft. You be smart during free agency, and you hope you hit. But the coaching philosophy is the biggest problem. But Brett Veach has to be the man in charge. It's his decision who they draft. He gets his input, but the final say past the first round because he has first round approval. But after that, I know this for a fact. After that is a consensus.
No, I'm saying I think he's got approval for all the picks.
He should be allowed to go out there and say, you know what? I know this guy we're trying to replace. Let's not replace this. Let's get someone who can do this.
Well, I think
be better at it.
I completely agree that, and I believe Brett runs it that way.
I don't think he runs it that way enough. I think he has too much say.
Well, that's just it. I don't know that he can shut that off from Coach Reed. I mean, that's kind of he can, but will he? He went out, like you said, he went out there, sat on the plane with him for 12 hours until he put his blood on the bottom line and said, okay, I'm coming to Kansas City.
And he's had a terrific run.
And Nick, I agree with you, but does Clark see it? That Clark sees him as just like this steadied influence. He turned the franchise around. We trust him. Now, Andy, on the other hand, has the experience of having been in charge of personnel in Philadelphia, flame out doing it because it's impossible to do both. Right. There's no way you can do that. And so is he kind of going back, in his mind, not even realizing that he's doing it, is having too much influence on Brett, and Brett trying to appease the coach or the guy that gave him his start and kind of
I think we're past that.
His mentor.
I think they're past that. They're good friends. They've known each other since they were in the Philadelphia, since he was a kid. I get all that. I just want to see this. If this Chiefs team is going to catch up, if they're going to catch up to the Broncos and Chargers, and that's what they have to do next year, because the Chargers are going to be good, the Broncos are going to be good. The Chiefs have to catch up.
I mean, the Chargers are getting their 2 all-pro tackles back.
Yeah,
right?
so I mean, the Chargers
they'll be better. They'll be better on
year.
Offense. They'll probably add some. I mean, Omarion Hampton will be into his second year as a running back. Lad McConkey's 1 year more in the system.
We'll save all that for.
We do. We have a lot.
We're on a roll, and what are we doing?
We'll answer one more question. JT said, "Do we entertain trading Chris?"
We entertain it, JT.
We'll entertain anything.
What are you gonna?
If someone wants to eat that contract and give us a first,
what are you gonna get for that guy? Because he'll be coming up 32 years old or close to it. Not saying that that's ancient, but we saw that he can still dominate in spurts, but it's not, as consistent or as for
if he goes to the right team, if he goes to a team that's got a lot of youth
contending team with some, like the Rams might be interested.
I think the Rams,
even though they've got a great young core on the defensive line, McVay just with these dreams of just having like Aaron Donald.
I want McVay to be the coach.
Aaron Donald back in the middle for like 4 or 5 big plays a game.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to play all the snaps. He plays maybe 50% of the snaps.
And if Snead says F them picks, then we're in business. But
right.
JT, it's a great question, JT.
Yeah.
That's just might be a tough ask to really get anything of substance.
Now we're just giving you a small sample of what we're going to be doing in the offseason. We talk nothing about Chiefs and Titans. We will do that on this Friday as we do.
Wow, you got to talk about it almost like a preseason game, developmental stuff. I mean, there's no real strategy here.
Sorry, Hense, man, we're just cutting you out here. Go ahead.
Got to do this. Got to do that. I mean, it's really just a developmental thing at this point.
I'll just say with Chris Jones, to answer JT question, I think he's a lifer, just like Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Well, he wants to be. No question.
I don't think the Chiefs, they're going to treat him just like they did. They're going to do Travis Kelce. They're going to let him choose when he wants to retire.
Would have to me, it would have to be the Godfather offer. Just an offer they can't refuse. Yeah. Chris, here's the deal. This is how you'll help the team. They're going to give us a 2nd and a 4th round pick. Mm-hmm. We're overjoyed. You're still going to get paid. You'll always be a Chief. You'll retire a Chief, and thank you for your service and move on.
If they can get a 1, 2, 3, and 4 from McDuffie and
Jones,
meaning a 1 and a 3 and a 2 and a 4.
Yeah, for the two of them, right? Yeah.
So with that said, guys, we want to thank you guys for watching. Everybody on X, Facebook. We got to buy more beds. We're 1,800 people in here right now. Come on, all of you. So well, thank you guys for watching today. Enjoy your Wednesday.
Don't forget to breathe.
Don't forget to breathe. The Chiefs will be back.
Good.
It'll all be okay.
Life goes on. It's going to be good.
The Chiefs will be back, and we'll be back on Friday with Factor Cap and the preview the Chiefs versus the Titans in Tennessee. All right, guys.
Peace out.
Peace.
Loyal to the team, every victory we slay. Chiefs Blitz podcast where the real fans unite. Every touchdown score, we ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate, we love our Chiefs, yeah, it's never too late. So tune in live, don't miss the hype. Chiefs Blitz podcast, it's what we type.